Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is the energy update for all signs for Monday, the 11th of October 2021. I almost forgot the month then. I have a live show 3 times a week here on YouTube. It's called Psychic Cafe. I do general channeling for the collective in there, a lesson or whatever the guides want to tell us. And I also do mini reads in there as well. So if you've got a question for your higher self, or if you want a mini read, if you want me to use those red and green crystals to get a definitive answer for a question that you've got, then those mini reads are by donation. So come along to my live show there. If you're interested in a private reading with me, they're available from my website, behealing.com. You can find a link for that up there and also in the description box below. My hair's gone fluffy. Okay, so what energies have we all got going on? Same card as yesterday, time to walk alone. Still aloneness. So yesterday's energies, if you didn't watch the energy update yesterday, it was about maybe plans being cancelled, the usual Mercury retrograde stuff, but it ended up being a great day because you wanted to do that anyway, spend time alone in a self-care day. Let me let my cat in while I get some cat cards out here. Hi, chicken. Oh, she's wet. She's had a drink from the fountain. She drinks from a fountain so that it wets her head. So everyone knows when chicken's had a drink. Chicken cat. She's called Chicken. She's not actually. She's called Tiki, but I call her Chicken. Warrior. Oh. You could be like standing up for yourself, fighting for something. Warrior here. Time to walk alone and warrior energy. Well, an interesting combination. You might be in a situation where you have to stand up for yourself and you're the only one that has that point of view or believes in that thing, and it's okay. It's okay to be the only one. Sometimes it's good to be that. Like, I'll always remember this situation. It was when I was a kid, and I wasn't around very good people when I was a kid, hey. But there was this one boy, and he was good, hey, and he actually died while he was a child. But I'm very sad to lose someone like that. But there was a whole load of bullies, and I was hanging out because that's what I did. And there was an old lady that walked past, and they all started jeering at her and picking at her and stuff. And but this one boy, he didn't. He didn't, and he told them to stop. And he went and he said, and he apologized to the lady, and he walked with her for a bit, and he just did the right thing. And it made me feel bad about myself because I just, I was so disempowered at the time. I didn't have it in me to do that, to do what he did. And it's reminded me of that energy here is sometimes you just got to do the right thing, even though you're the odd one out. Four of Swords, more rest and recuperation here. People sick at the moment or something because that, 2 days now of Four of Swords energy or healing from something. Yeah, it could be the warrior energy of having to heal from something. What's this? King of Swords, great clarity about something here. This could also be another character in our lives as well. Very intelligent thinking kind of person, someone with a head on the shoulders, Oh, everyone's got a head on the shoulders, otherwise they'd be dead, but you know what I mean. The thinking person. We'll see when we get the clarity out about it. What else have we got going on? Temperance, being patient about something. And what else? Or it could be tempering ourselves as well. This warrior energy, yeah, we might need to temper ourselves in that because the warrior energy, when it goes beyond standing up for ourselves and if it heads into territory of being negatively expressed, it can get quite destructive, that warrior energy, right? It can get into aggression and bullying and that kind of thing. So we've got the Sun here and the Five of Swords as well. So wanting an end to some chaos and conflict and for the Sun to come out, but it might be very difficult to try and figure out how to get ourselves from this place to that place, to happiness, to that bliss. I feel like today you could be making efforts to do that, but in that warrior energy, in that standing up against something and maybe being the only one to do that, and it might cause even more chaos and conflict as people disagree with you, but it might work itself out in the end. I don't know. It doesn't always work itself out in the end when you do that, but sometimes it does. You have to trust the universe on this one. Do what's in your heart, Trust the universe. Often we have to fight for things for a very long time before we get the rewards from it. Like I had to heal myself, and for like 47 years of my life, from the start that I had. And often the things that I've stood up for, I've not reaped the rewards for many, many years, Only reaping the rewards once I've healed myself and truly understood that self-love and how to do it, and self-empowerment and all of that. So it might take some time. No wonder we've got temperance there. Wow, it's heavy energies today. So Four of Swords in the Muse of Material says staying stable, looking after yourself and staying stable today. And so if you are in a situation that shakes you up emotionally because you have to stand up to other people, try and keep your stability. So then take a step back and nurture yourself, because you're going to have taken a bit of an emotional hit. We take a bit of an emotional hit, or a lot of an emotional hit, when we do things like this, when we step into our power. So be sure to nurture yourself too. Time to walk alone. Divine timing though. Oh, it was divine timing. So you might have been learning how to empower yourself lately, practicing that in your mind maybe, and then today you've been given that opportunity to practice that and step into your power. Now, if you have been the kind of person that has just, taken a hit for everyone else in the past, and kind of kept the peace by sacrificing yourself previously, and if you've stood up today, that's going to make you feel very nervous when you first start doing that. When you first start exercising your empowerment, it makes you feel very nervous, emotionally unstable. So I'm feeling like this, even though it's divine timing for you, you're going to have to get used to that while you're getting used to it. And so for the first few times that you do it, you could take an emotional hit while you're doing it. You will get used to it in the end, and it'll start making you feel good. King of Swords, who's this? And what is it about? The World and the Hierophant. Spiritual lesson kind of completes the end of that cycle. It does feel like empowerment, this, and gaining clarity on that. I think the King of Swords is you gaining clarity on that spiritual lesson, on maybe you hadn't realized before how you were doing it to yourself, not standing up for yourself. And then today, you turn that around, you do things differently, and gain the spiritual lesson from that so that you don't repeat it, gaining the clarity on that so that you don't repeat it again. Or you might not repeat it again. You might fall back into old patterns once or twice, but that's okay. That's part of the learning process. So it's empowering. Slow but steady. Like I said, it's the learning process. It's slow but steady. You don't have to, don't be hard on yourself. Like, you should be a master at this already. It takes a lot of practice. And you've got to pick your battles as well. Like, not every situation is safe for you to empower yourself like that. Sometimes empowering ourselves is walking away from things because there's no winning at it, So like if you've got an abusive person, there's no winning there. I spent many years trying to win, trying to heal that situation. There's no winning in that. Like with a narcissist as well, you're not going to win. You're not going to win in that situation. So sometimes empowering ourselves is backing off and not thinking, I know I need to confront every situation and battle every situation. Temperance. So having to temper ourselves because it might make us really angry. And so, yes, it might make us really angry because if this is one of the first times that you've actually stood up for yourself, there's going to be maybe years worth of rage built up. And what I mean by rage is when we push anger down, if we haven't empowered ourselves, that means we've pushed anger down for many years if we haven't empowered ourselves like this before. And repressed anger turns to rage. And so you'll find yourself being overly feeling too much about this one situation, even though it might be only small. But when you first step into that, you might be surprised that there's a lot of anger that comes out in there. So tempering ourselves today because of that. Tell us why temperance is here. But it's good, and you've got to keep on doing it, and you've got to keep on letting it out. Maybe not on that person, you know? Temper yourself, but then go like, well, what was all of that? What was all of that emotion there? And let it out, you know, in the privacy of your own home or in the gym on a punch bag, that kind of thing. There's nothing wrong with that energy. We need to express it. It needs to come out of us. The Nine of Emotions, wish fulfillment. So yeah, it's leading. This empowerment energy is leading you to what it is that you want, to your wish fulfillment. It's going to be slow coming, but it is actually the path to it. Yeah, empowerment is self-love and then empowerment. Oh yeah, we had self-love yesterday. Empowerment today is the perfect progression. It leads you to getting what it is that you want. So if you've been kind of passive before, enabling and stuff like that, being too nice to everyone, never standing up for yourself and thinking, why am I not getting my wishes met by the universe? It's because of this. It's because you need to learn self-love first and then empowering yourself, and then you will get what you want. So if you're just thinking like, but don't religion say if you're just really nice and loving everyone despite yourself, that you're going to get all of these riches? Yeah, they do say that, but it's not true. So letting go of anger is behind this, the tempering yourself, like I was saying, and feeling it, feeling energy. Cards are coming out as I was speaking about all of these things. So the Five of Swords, the chaos and conflict turns to bliss and happiness. How? Well, you're following the path to that now. If you're in these energies today, you're following the path to that. Like I said, it's self-love, and then it's empowerment. That's how you get happy. Knight of Inspiration. This is you making moves, exciting moves in your life to change. To change. Change what? Change whatever it is that you've wanted to change in your life, to it being positive, to you receiving, to you getting reciprocation, to you attracting healthy people in your life, to you being a healthy person in your life. That's why the wish fulfillments come out here. It's like now you're on the path to getting what it is that you want. No more wishful thinking. There's no genies or fairy godmothers. We've got to do it ourselves. And it's not an easy path to it. So burden is behind that. So yeah, then you're taking the burden of yourself, which is the only burden that you ever had. The only burden that you ever should have had is the burden of yourself here, and making your wishes come true. So it could be kind of a challenging day today because it's very real. The energies are very real today. Kind of a bit of a wake-up call in a way. It's like, you've got to do this stuff. You can't be codependency. You can't be codependent and get what it is that you want. You're just never going to get it. You're going to keep on getting what you don't want over and over again because it's not an ideal. Codependency is not an ideal. What else have we got in our love lives? Getting to know each other and worth waiting for as well. You could have a very slow progression relationship happening at the moment. Maybe someone that's in and out, or just very slow getting to know each other and nothing much happening yet in the romance department. Or a slow progression in a relationship too. You might be dating, getting to know, but it's really progressing fast. That is a good sign. It's a very good sign. It's worth waiting for. Get to know them slowly. And it could be the wait isn't just about them, it's about you clearing these codependency issues as well. Wow, yeah. Show the world the real you. The real you. And emotions are running high today. I think there will be. I think a lot of it will be anger. You know, there seems to be this belief in the spiritual community that anger is wrong. It's a wrong emotion. And it absolutely isn't. It can be extremely powerful. So, you know, if there's something that really shouldn't be happening in the world, if people are being harmed, that anger that we feel now propels us to do something about it. That's good anger. But if we push that down, if we go, oh no, I'm just going to be peace and love and ignore that thing, we have to push that anger down and repress it. It stays locked inside of us and it builds and it builds and it builds. And if we keep on doing that, if we keep on being abused and going, no, I'm just going to be nice to the abuser. If we keep on being in unreciprocal relationships and, getting very little back and expending all of our energy, that builds as well. The anger from that builds too, to a lot of resentment. And it builds and builds and builds instead of us getting the clarity that we should have done from those emotions, because our emotions are our guidance system. And the negative emotions are the most important guidance that we've got. There's nothing wrong with anger and there's nothing wrong with expressing anger, but there is something wrong with repressing it and then it coming out as rage. Inappropriate anger coming out in the wrong situation, when appropriate anger should be expressed in that situation. 10 times comes out in rage. 10 times that appropriate level comes out in rage because of all of the times in the past that you pushed it down. So yeah, and there's something very wrong with that. So that's why emotions are running high. Show the world the real you. And that's not the real you, right? The real you expresses anger when, like, at the time, in the right levels to that situation. So we've got a transformation on our hands today, transforming ourselves, using the power of love to move through illusions and shift into awareness. So there's been a lot of illusion in the spiritual community and from religions and stuff like that. There's been a lot of just incorrect teachings that have ended up harming us and taking us in the wrong direction and causing these, especially codependency. I mean, it's pretty much been nurtured by religions, codependency. What have we got here? I'm not taking those because I wasn't focused on that. If you want them, bring them out again. Tell us more about our love lives today. Is it the same ones? No. Self-indulgence, focusing on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. So yes, it's self-love time. You might be feeling that that's self-indulgent, but it's not. That's the work that we've got to do. We're much safer around people that do that work. You're much safer for other people if you do that work. Camera, reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learning from the past and making memories. So there's a lot of learning from the past going on today in relationships. But we really do need to be focused on ourselves at the moment. Right, what else have we got in the energies today? What else in the energies today? What else is in the energy today? Exposed and revealed. Something is being exposed and revealed today, and it could be you, like it could be your true feelings being exposed and revealed today. Someone else's true feelings being exposed and revealed today. You'll be grateful for this change, although it might feel like chaos and conflict when it first comes out. It's headed in the right direction. It's actually exciting change that's coming in. What else is in the energies today? What else is in the energies today? Abundance, nice. Abundance. Oh, what I'm hearing from this is that there'll be no end. There'll be no lack of abundance of opportunities to get this lesson or to practice this. It's not now or never kind of thing. And so you can take this slowly. We did have the slow and steady card out there. You can take this progression of stepping into empowerment slowly. Divine Beloved, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. So it might be a day also to get focused on your money and you could be doing things like cancelling subscriptions. Those subscriptions, those yearly or monthly subscriptions that just keep on going on, and the hope that we never remember to check it out, even though we've stopped using that product or that software or whatever it is. You might want to check out all of those things. You might, check out money drains. Just check on your money, Shift some money in savings. Temporary problems going on today. Says the clouds. Doing something risky, taking a chance. Yeah, I feel you getting into that warrior energy could feel like that it's very risky. But take a chance on it. You might be surprised. You could be getting together with friends today. You've got a haystack here, karma. You'll reap what you've sown. That can be scary. It can be scary when we're stepping into this empowerment. But like I said, karma, often we mistake karma as like a retribution thing because we've heard from religions about that. And that's not what karma is about. It's not punishment for what we do. And I think I was saying in yesterday's, we can think like codependent, when we're being codependent, we can think, I'm just being good and loving, just like the Bible and religions have said, I'm being good and loving. I should be getting rewarded from this, but I'm not. I'm getting like karma from it. And that's actually right, because when we do take the burdens for others, when we're in that enabling energy, when we're not being empowered, that is what we're going to get back. And unfortunately, the people that we're doing it for, they're not going to get retribution for that because they're not doing it. We're doing it. So you'll reap what you've sown, and it's not always obvious to us what it is that we're sowing, because what we're sowing is how we're feeling about ourselves. Valley. Deep personal strength and peace that assure success. So you can go deep today and stand up for yourself and show the world the real you. Maybe a you that you've been trying to ignore because you've been trying to be a good person. And that is often a sign that you've been traumatized, is that you're trying to be a good person instead of just trying to be a person and just being yourself and just responding to life, because it's okay to just respond to life. You don't need to try and be a good person. Don't need to try and be a bad person either. You can just be yourself. And you are a good person. So think of a yes or no answer question, because I've got a red and a green crystal in this bag. I'm going to pull one of them out very shortly to give you your answer there. Remember that this is a general reading. It's not a private reading. If you do want me to pull those out privately for you, well, publicly for you, privately in a private reading from my website, behealing.com, but publicly in my live show, Psychic Cafe, you can do that. Come along to Psychic Cafe sometime. So how best to deal with these energies today? Temperance is what came out. Doesn't surprise me. Temper ourselves. So don't go overboard. Like I said, be aware. Like I said, when we've repressed a lot of energy, it comes out. Too much of it comes out for the situation, but it still needs to come out. You might want to go to the gym today to take it out there, but just be aware of that. And don't feel too bad if you overreact to a situation. It's just a sign that you've got a lot of that repressed stuff going on in there that needs tempering there. Tempering doesn't mean pushing it all down, pushing it all down, pushing it all down. It's interesting. I saw a video of a monk meditating. He had all these kittens playing, and he was sitting, and they're playing around his robe and stuff like that. He's sitting meditating. And I was looking at it thinking that, I understand that they're kind of putting that up probably to show what great mind control, what a great meditator to be able to ignore that. But all I saw was like excessive numbing out and bypassing. What I saw in that. Like, who would even want to do that? I'd want to play with the kittens. Wouldn't you want to play with the kittens? Who wants to be able to numb out so much that they can have something beautiful and joyful going on around them and not be present with it and enjoying it? That's not a good thing. This repression that we have been taught, it's not a good thing. How someone that could do that is just a master at repression. That's messed up. How best to deal with these energies today? But we've been taught it, and we've been taught it by so many people in so many places and so many religions that we believe it. Like, I'm not saying that there isn't a benefit to meditation. There is so much benefit to it. If you're in a bad place, if you're needing soothing, go for your life. But if you're using it to not play with kittens, if you're using it to numb out to bad feelings, to not engage in life. That ain't a good thing. And that's what I talk about sometimes. You might have heard me talk about it before when sometimes I call it the yoga people. I'm not picking on yoga. Yoga's a great thing. But I've seen people get stuck in the self-soothing stage when they're stuck in the soothe themselves. So in meditation or yoga, that kind of thing, they get stuck in that as a way of life. So wounded. Instead of doing the real work, like the hard work, the disempowerment and all of that, the self-love and the empowerment and all of that, they get stuck in that, in the wounded, self-soothing stage, and become masters at repression. There's beyond that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that stage. We need it, but there's beyond that. There's steps beyond that. So Hierophant, spirituality and knowledge. Yes, I'm getting goosebumps. We are learning. We're learning beyond all of this old stuff, and it's really old stuff that we've been taught, and it's ingrained in us. But it's wrong. Hey, it's wrong. It's a step along the way, but it's not the end all and be all. Three of Wands, new path to take, development, opportunity, progression, learning more. We're learning more. We're learning more now. We're learning better. We know better now. We should know better now. We are knowing better now. We're progressing from there. We're evolving. So think of your yes and no answer question now. Pause the video if you're not ready. Your answer is yes. It's the green light, so go for it. There you go. I'm going to let the cat out now. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video. Leave a comment as well. Let me know what's going on in your life pertaining to this. And it really helps my channel out when you do that. So drop me a hey, and I'll say hey back. And thank you for being a subscriber. If you are, if you're not, consider clicking that subscribe button along with that notification bell. I do 3 pick a card reads a week. I do these daily energy updates for the collective. And I also do 3 live shows, Psychic Cafe. And so you'll find out if you click that notification bell. So have the best day ever. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.